All right, you guys, we got a blast from the past up on here, and I know her music, but I wasn't around when she was actually on Love and Hip Hop. So I'm talking about Olivia. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Love and Hip Hop New York. This is season 10, episode 9. Yep, first thing we did see a Rolls Royce, white Rolls Royce pull up, and it is Olivia meeting up with Chrissy. So I was glad to see her to see exactly where she plays into this whole puzzle. I remember Olivia, I remember her music and all of that, but I was not watching Love and Hip Hop when she was actually on the show. So she meets up with Chrissy. They literally have not seen each other for like 7 or 8 years. And Chrissy tells Olivia, I was a little upset with you for a while there. And it all was because of the fallout with her and Yandy that Olivia actually sided with Yandy and felt as though it was the fault of Chrissy. Chrissy was pissed about it. But she has since forgiven her and all of that. And they're like, yeah, girl, whatever, it is what it is. Let's move on. We found out that Olivia has lost her mother a year ago, but she actually fell off the scene because she had been dealing with her mother being sick for like the past 4 years. That was pretty sad. She actually was contacted by Fresher, and we found out that that's a power play. Later, we found out it was a power play. Not Fresher. I told you I don't like that Fresher. Fresher is petty, and he's a liar, and he's messy as hell to me. I just can't. But we also found out she has some unfinished business with Rich that has to do with money. So this sounds like a disaster waiting to happen. Fresher, Rich, Olivia, Olivia versus Rich. Fresher, puppeteering. I can see him be jammed, be taking and ripping him up somewhere along this road. Okay, anyway, moving on. Mendices ends up calling Yandy, and it's been like a month since we heard he was supposed to be coming home any day. It's been like a month. Apparently, his paperwork has gotten tied up, and it's kind of held up at a prison that Yandy's group, her reform project, had actually done a protest at that prison. And is it a coincidence that his paperwork has gotten held up at that prison? Anyway, we actually end up revisiting that later on. Jamila actually comes to see Yandy and they have a conversation, and we find out that there's a lot going on in Mississippi at the prisons, and it's just horrible. Literally, like rats and messed up toilet systems, and the water's brown, and there was blood all over the place, and bodies, like six or eight people had been killed, and the body was kind of just laying around for an extended period of time, and just wasn't right. But Jamila had come to see Yandy. They wanted to go down and protest. Yandy was scared. She's scared to act on it because of what's going on with Mendices. And then the whole thing, like she's telling Jamila, what if I end up getting arrested? Because that's what happen when you're protesting and carrying on. And she said, and did I catch a federal case? And then Mendices can't be paroled to our house. So that's like a whole kerfuffle. But she ended up saying, you know what, I'm gonna do what's right, and sometimes you got to be the voice. It is what it is. So she's gonna go. Good thing she decided to go because at the last minute, Jamila is actually on parole, and her parole officer wouldn't release her to be able to go out of state at the last minute. She got denied and the access. So Yandy was actually there. She had decided to go. They did what they needed to do down there. They did not get to speak to the lieutenant governor of Mississippi, but the people there actually have some hope, and they're going to continue the fight forward. And, they do have some voices that have some pull behind them. So that just kind of helped them in their, what they were striving for. Just horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Anyway, moving on. Um, Remy and Papoose go to see TT Torres, which is a really good business partner and a friend of theirs. And they're talking, and it seems as though Remy's having some issues where she's in a funk. She can't focus because, and we've seen this going down, there is a whole clout chasing moment happening with Brittany Taylor, where Brittany and Remy got into a little kerfuffle, and Brittany accused Remy of socking her in the eye. So Remy says, she's clout chasing, and she really didn't sock her in the eye. But Remy just got off parole. So this has caused a whole problem for her. So now she's facing going to court. She ended up talking to her attorney. They wanted her to take a plea. And she's like, I'm not doing that. I don't want to be dealing with parole. I don't want to be dealing with the system at all when I didn't do anything wrong. I'm willing to just take the chance and go to court with it. And the whole thing is if she go to court with it and she loses, she could be looking at a year in. And she was like, listen, I did 7. I'll do a year. I haven't done anything, and I'm not trying to be on court, be back on paper for something I didn't do when this little broad is just trying to clout chase. Period. So this is what we got going on with Remy right now. I said, okay, so we're going to see how that all works out. In the meantime, let's talk about old stinking Fresher. Fresher, no, let's hold off on Fresher right now. We'll get to Fresher. Fresher comes on, and he actually does admit that he actually talks to Olivia, and you see that he literally is working with her and has reached out to her. And a lot of the reason is to try to get back at Rich, period. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. Y'all just hold on. Hold on. Y'all know I got some words for Mr. Fresher, honey. Anyway, moving on. Tahiry and Erica. Let's get this out of the way. Tahiry goes and talks to Erica. So, there's that whole thing that happened with Jonathan and her and them and all that. And Erica's like, something ain't right. What is really going on? Tell me what you really got going on that got you all out of sorts. And she tells her. And she's scared and she's alone. She don't have nobody. She has no family members or anything wrong. She has no one. And she needs to go and have the mammogram done and all this. And Erica told her, hey, no, you ain't got that to worry about. Everything gonna be fine, but I'm gonna stand in the gap for you. Whereas you don't have family, you're not by yourself. You got me and Safari, and all of us. We are here for you. And Erica actually, I said, well, there you go. Come on, Erica, doing the grown up thing. She went with her. She got the mammogram. They definitely seen something. They wanted to do a biopsy on it. Well, been there, done that. But with hers, it came out benign. Thank God. Um, Even just watching, and I didn't know how it was going to turn out. I just remember the whole anxiety of it all and waiting. She only had to wait 20 minutes to get her results back. So yeah, kind of rough, kind of rough. I don't think you ever get over that little process. It's a process. Trust me, but thank God it was benign. She has to come back in 6 months and be tested again. Girl, make sure you make your appointment and get back there and get tested. Because I'm telling you, early detection is the key. Early detection is the key. Give the people something to work with. Hopefully you never have to worry about the fight, but you want to always give the doctors something to work with, which is time, Early detection will save your life. I'm telling you. I'm sitting here breathing as proof. Early detection. Give the doctor something to work with and have your tennis shoes on and be ready to fight. That's all you can do when it comes to that big C. Be ready to whip that bitch's ass. That's all. That's all I can say. And I ain't get ready to go all into it. I'm getting down off my soapbox, but boom, boom, bam it. I'm back and let's move on. I don't even want to get into it. Let's go. So that's that on all of that. Tahiry is fine. Um, so Olivia, Fresher are in the studio, and Fresher has invited Rich. Olivia knew nothing about it. Rich comes in, it dogged her mood right away. Now, she ain't seen Rich for 5 years. And she wasn't trying to see Rich. See, that was the other thing. She ain't even trying to see Rich. Fresher just took it upon himself and did this. And Olivia got pissed because she's like, I don't think he understands the magnitude of how pissed. He doesn't understand the level of pistivity that she has toward Rich because Rich has basically, in her mind, stolen some money from her. And baby, they got started up right away. It just ignited like lighter fluid. And Fresher took his punk ass and flew out of the room like, oh, I'm gonna let y'all go. Where you going after you just started the trouble? You big, tall, goofy clown. He slid on out of there. I said, where's Jen? Somebody give me Jen's phone number so I can call her and start some stuff and see if he can run from her. I don't like him. I'm telling you, I don't like him at all. He's a snake. An old Alabama black snake. Old slithering freak. Anyway, I don't like him. So them two get to going at it, baby, and Rich is like talking. He was playing stupid, and that was pissing me off. It was pissing me off. He's like, "What do you mean? What are you talking about?" And she was like, "Rich, are you kidding me right now? I have the printouts from TuneCore." I said, "Oh, well, that's a wrap. That's a wrap because she knew exactly how much you made, when you made it, when it was deposited and withdrawn from there. You can see from there, you can see in TuneCore where it was deposited to, the date it was withdrawn from TuneCore, and the date it was deposited into your bank. You can see it. I know I got records out there, and I am on TuneCore. My records are listed with TuneCore. I said, "Oh, Miss Olivia, baby, she got the receipts. So stop playing stupid, Rich." And they were going on. She said, "Wait, it was Cisco. Is that the helm of all of it?" I said, "Oh, not this bald headed bastard." He is the one that basically gave her all the information that she needed so she could see and know what had actually went on. And it was more so for their song December because it actually did create some revenue. And he kept all the money. And Rich's whole thing, he was like, yes, she sang on the song, but the record is mine. So he didn't give her anything. And he was like, well, wait a minute. And when he told her the song is mine, and she's like, don't play that game with me. Like we were like brother and sister. So they didn't do the proper type of contract. They didn't do the proper type of split sheets is what they didn't do. And now she don't even have a leg to stand on. And he played the brother sister card and he kept all the money. But how do you stand in her face and tell her you sang it, but the song is mine? That's so shady. That is so shady. And I mean, you do that with artists. They do, managers and stuff. They do that shit. Producers, they do that shit. But you do that to the person you call brother or sister. I don't think you'd ever see Fat Joe pull that with Remy. You know what? A mess. The music business is a mess. I'm telling you. But yeah, we found out all of that goes on, and it had to do with Cisco. There's going to be some more to this because Olivia got up and walked out. She was like, I'm gone. I'm gone because I think she wanted to lay hands on Rich. I was like, girl, child, don't do it. Don't beat him into the stroke, girl. Just go. She walked on out, and he's still sitting in there looking all stupid. But I think there's going to be some more to be said about this. But yeah, at the helm of this is that damn bald headed Cisco. I said, he's so messy. He's another fresher child. Messy as hell. Anyway, so this is it. That's what went on in New York. Listen, I'll catch up with y'all next week. I will say this for New York: the older people are back, and this is the first season of New York where I haven't been bored with New York at all. It's been very, yeah, they're keeping up because New York for me is generally the boring one, So I don't know. New York has been real interesting with Jimmy and Chrissy back, and now Olivia, and yeah, this is all right. Yeah. I'll catch y'all next week. Later.